for their kids, and the kids can pick out whatever, like saying they want to put on the back of the jewelry. And then we're doing videos where we take a video of them and we say, okay, I want you to tell your family what you want for their future. Let's pretend you're dead, and let's pretend you want them to know what they should expect and what you feel and all that stuff.
Be kind of like a surprise. It's like,
yes.
Surprise, I'm dead. So
I'm dead, but I've also given you some words of wisdom.
I'm prepared because I knew I was going to die.
Yeah. So we're doing that kind of stuff.
I've heard of just talking in there.
Oh yeah, he does that all the time.
One of them is talking and the other one is just screaming.
That's her bird.
I know situation.
But they're not. They're siblings.
He came from wealth and she's 20 years younger than him. The money and he can't tell him to shut up.
And he ain't got no money, and he's like, okay.
He ain't got no money.
What did he say the other day? He said, I gotta go. He says, I gotta go, because he says, I gotta go to work. So Porky will say, I gotta go. I have to poop. He says, I have to poop sometimes. He calls kayak and River all the time. Those are the only two that he calls. He doesn't call Piggy. He doesn't call any of the others. Kayak and River. Those are the ones he calls. And
those feel like the easiest sounds to me.
Yeah, you're probably right.
To be fair.
Yeah. And it's like at first when he was saying River, we didn't know he was saying it. And now he sometimes actually says, Ruga, because she'll start to go after him. He's like, Ruga, and she'll stop. And I'm like...
Waiting for the fireworks down here in Florida. Who's ever here, it's nice to see you. And we're going to, it's not really dark enough yet for it. We have some, Beth's, the warden's daughter, Gracie, her boyfriend, Sabastian, over. I said your name and they left.
They're like, where are the tits at?
No, that's not this kind of channel.
You gotta get subscribers.
It's not that kind of channel. But there are channels like that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Every Sunday night we do a live show. And it's actually quite funny.
Sometimes we have,
So we went from... So how many people did we have the first time we did our live show?
the first time we only had like 3 people. And then
the second time we had like 30.
Right. And then, yeah, and we also got a bunch of comments.
I'm hoping the next time we have 31.
What we're doing here is...
Do you approve of that? Do you guys approve of being...
What we're doing is... there's nobody there. What we're doing is we have to have watch hours. I've got 1,000 subscribers. Thank you. And you have to have like 3,000 or 4,000 watch hours before you can monetize, get paid. And once you monetize, you can do super chat, stuff like that, where people will go, hey, I like what you're doing, here's $20 or whatever. So, and I do it for stand-up. I do like stuff on my car when I'm fixing stuff that I think is weird. I'll post a video for that. Same thing on my bike. Everyone, literally, all I have to do is put her in a video of any shape, form, or fashion, and it's 1,000 views.
And you have the audacity to say you're not photogenic.
I'm not photogenic.
You're the money of his industry.
Look,
I'm the money of anybody's industry.
He's the tycoon and you're the product.
I'm the product.
I like the use of the term tycoon because that means that other tycoons are really losers. So you get watch hours more doing this.
Okay.
If I do this, even though there's nobody here, nobody really watching, you still get the watch hours because.
Well, you didn't announce it, so.
Well, I announced the last ones and people were like.
Yeah, but we had 30 people the last time.
And they were talking to us and asking questions
and asked questions.
Yeah.
And most of them said how much they love me. And
I did a bunch of guitar stuff and I got 1,000 views off that. But shred guitar nowadays, if it's like nostalgic. If you can shred on a guitar, people are going to go, oh, cool. It's just how it's going to be.
So the first time we did a reaction video to Dumb Ways to Die.
Yeah, and then we did another one to...
and then what did we do after that? I don't remember.
It was like accidental falls on video, like people's cameras.
Like that, yeah.
There are so many that you guys can do.
I know.
Those videos go so viral. Like first time playing Five Nights at Freddy's, first time playing Minecraft. Like people wish that stuff that's that popular, they could see it for the first time again. So,
Trying to figure out where I can put this one.
You guys would really kill. Like Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. They have a TV show now. It's really good.
Well, 5 Nights at Freddy's did.
They had the movie, and they are making a house at Halloween Horror Nights this year. We're going.
Really?
Are they for real?
Yeah, they're gonna
I
do a Five
might
Nights at
go
Freddy's
just
house.
for that.
Yes, and they're also doing
What
Fallout.
day are
They're
you
also
guys
doing
going?
Fallout.
Let me know what day you go.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
you don't want me to go with. I'm sorry. I'll be a third wheel. I don't want to do that to you.
We're also gonna do. We're paying the extra for the VIP.
What does that mean?
That means that we don't have to sit in line. We cut the lines.
You're gonna still have to wait in line.
No, you
it's
cut.
like-
They
it's
stop
like
the line.
At most, you wait like 5 minutes.
Let me tell ya,
We literally did the VIP.
there was a VIP line the last time I went, which was 2 years ago, and that it was the most popular haunted house, and it was almost as long as the other line.
Oh,
It wasn't as long of a
to
wait.
be fair, we were not only the years we did it, we were not only like the last one of the night, but we also were the last one of the Halloween Horror Nights VIP.
That's pretty
So
cool.
that would make more sense because if
Yeah.
you're like going like right at the busiest part,
Because
you
we
did it,
went
like,
in September.
Yeah, that's I think starts. Yeah.
We went in September the day it opened, and it was like, I'm like, what? I'm like, why did you pay $80 more for a fucking ticket, you
Oh
moron?
no, not the fast pass. We're talking like
No, it's-
$450 more. We're talking
No,
like,
like, it's-
we're
it's
going to be
like-
Is it
spending.
really that much?
Yeah, you have to buy the $80 base ticket, and then there's a $450 add-on for the VIPs, where you're in an exclusive group with a tour guide. You have access
They
to
supply cocaine,
VIP
stuff like
merch, VIP bars and lounges with VIP buffets. You get access and VIP seating to the shows that they do. You get to go to visit every single.
Listen,
zone
all you had
and
to say
every
was,
single
Mom,
house.
I don't want you to go with.
It's just the best. But we're definitely they're doing that, and they're having a Fallout house. And
A Fallout like the game?
yes.
Oh wow.
So that and then
That'll
just
be
the TV
awesome.
show just came out too. So we're like I'm like would love if they could have a Last of Us house too, but because we're starting to watch Last of Us. You would like it. It's like The Walking Dead but better.
I'll tell you what not to watch.
Norman Reedus isn't in it.
Don't
That's
watch.
But Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Don't watch.
No, Norman Reedus is in the what's the one with Keanu Reeves? John Wick 4.
Oh yeah,
Whatever it is.
we watched that ballerina.
Yeah,
I was with you.
Don't
that was a
I need
good
to
movie. I'm
rewatch
sorry,
that
Gracie.
They could
no.
barely afford to keep him in. He was in like
Yeah.
3 scenes.
I know. Gracie
Same with,
and I saw
Keanu.
that at the theater,
Yeah.
and I got a sinus infection afterwards, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't have gone. I did. It was bad. I mean, I usually don't have good voucher, but it was bad. It was bad. But in my defense, or in the movie theater's defense, I was using nasal spray, and every time I have to use nasal spray for my allergies, because I have to double up, but you can't like actually double up an allergy medicine. You can do.
Sure you can.
No, you can't. You do one form of it and a nasal spray, but that's about all you could do unless the doctor like makes you take this medication that makes you pass out, which ain't gonna work for me. So I was doing both of those, and it always sits somewhere back here, and it was sitting too long, and I got nasal, and I got a sinus infection, and it went to my ears felt like they were gonna explode. I mean, it was
God,
bad. My throat was like this. It was so bad. I had
Not the respiratory system. Leave it alone.
no, it was just up here, but it was so bad that my throat was like literally red scrapes on it. Like if I drank something too hot, I was like, I could drink a lot of hot things, so because I couldn't feel my throat. So I was like, okay, this will be fine, but I couldn't feel my throat. Everything here was like it was all affected right here, and it didn't go anywhere else. It stayed up there, and I'm like, I knew what it was, and the doctor was like, all right, so you can have prednisone. Let me just tell you a little bit about prednisone.
Let me tell you a little about.
I got a lot of things done. A lot. I didn't have any pain. I was like, is this a miracle cure? I'm like, I can do things, but I didn't sleep. I like maybe slept like 2 hours a night, and I was like, let's do it again! And I just went, and then not the day after the prednisone, but the day after that, I was
That was
like,
close.
Yeah, that was
yeah, it was right there.
outside.
I was literally like the what did you call it? Fentanyl?
The
people?
fentanyl.
That's exactly what I was like the day after the medicine wore off. I was like,
Don't
My
worry,
brain is like recovering.
I
Yeah,
know.
like, cry.
my brain was like, why did you do that
This
to us?
is your brain on drugs.
It felt so good.
I'm sorry this is taking so long. It's just for some reason it's not
We're just
cooking.
hungry.
Yeah, it's not just it's not cooking fast for some reason. I don't know why.
That was pretty.
You know what we should do? This is what we do. This is what we do. Rednecks do. Because there's so many fireworks, nobody will. Let's break out the AK-47 and just take some shots. Yeah. Let's just go full auto.
They will later.
I know they do that. You can hear it. You can hear it.
They will. Like last 4th of July, we're like, this gunshot.
You can tell.
Like they were not.
You can
I
fucking
was
tell
saying
the
that
difference in
earlier
the gun.
too. We're about, yeah.
Of course, I would never. I'm just kidding.
No, but it's still fun.
It happens
We are
though.
Florida.
That's the saddest
Hey,
thing.
look, man, those bullets, people don't know this, but I did roofing for years. Those bullets come down, and they will.
Yeah.
If they hit you. We did a flat roof for these 2 gay guys. One was the quarterback of Notre Dame in 1917. He was famous. He's like 6'3", real good looking dude. But I mean, if you looked at him, you say he's a dude. You walk up and say, he's like, how, dude? You know, his husband's name was Ron Riff. That was his real name, Ron Riff. Anyway, they hired me to do it. And on the roof, we found like 6 different bullets. It was a big, huge flat roof.
Wow.
Like one big section like 40 by 40, one big section like 45 by 55, and one big section like 30 by 30. So it was a huge flat area. And in this flat roof where the rubber was, we had to tear tar up and then put rubber down. And as we were tearing it up, it was like, what the fuck? So we put them all together. One of the dudes that worked with me was a Marine. He'd been in battle and everything. So what's up? And he was like, dude, this is a fucking 357. This is a fucking 5.56. I mean, he was like telling me.
Several different occasions with
There was
different
all
guns.
kinds
You
of
never
shit.
know when you're gonna need this.
And look, here's the
Sometimes
deal.
you're so excited, you'd be like, yeah, bah, 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 bah,
Hey,
bah.
here's the deal, man. When you shoot those rounds up in there, you figure they just come down and hit. And these were stuck into the tar. I mean, these were, you could see them, but they weren't buried. But they were in. Just think if that had been a skull, especially a 5.56.
Hopefully it would be
Can you
done
tell me
quick.
more, Dave?
You'd bring her to a solution.
Happy 4th of July. Say hello.
Are people on there?
Doing a little cooking out, waiting for the fireworks. We're rednecks, so we're gonna shoot all the guns off when they shoot the fireworks. We're not rednecks. We just live in Florida. It's mandatory.
It's Florida Man Day.
Close enough. Right.
Today,
I expect like 10 death calls tonight.
What?
he's
No.
also on call and he's expecting like the
I'm like
cops.
surprised like the whole system didn't blow up by now.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
oh my god, what do we do?
Hold
Sebastian, help me.
My son was like, "Don't blow anything up on me." And I was like, "I don't do that kind of shit. Don't even worry about
I
that."
don't
man."
like that. I mean, you've been there, done that. I'm over it.
What?
Yeah, I don't
Fireworks?
like
Blowing off fireworks by yourself.
I actually think it's illegal in Florida, which I'm sure
not.
that's hard to. No,
In
it's illegal
Florida,
to
it's
light them off in the street. You can do it on private property, but you can't do it in like where everybody does it.
Well, technically, isn't it private property that comes through your driveway?
I guess you know what, you got a point there. It's actually.
Yeah, if you're doing it on your driveway, I guess, yeah.
I mean, is it the safest thing? Like Florida, the man doesn't care. He's like, give me a beer.
Look, I'm
Here,
gonna
hold
say-
my beer.
I already know who's going to be shooting them off in this neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
You know, I know all my neighbors.
And
Yeah.
you know what? The dogs are so used to it because they actually do it every holiday.
Yeah.
The dogs are like, whatever.
The cats
Most
don't
dogs are
like
like,
it.
ah, it's like noise.
Right, right.
Dogs are like,
They don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Have you seen videos of the people who like condition their animals?
yeah, I have seen the videos of people conditioning their animals. I try to do that when I've
Yeah.
ever since the accident.
Damn, that's a lot.
Oh, I probably take that.
Oh!
That's when I would have taken them.
What?
We'll have to be
All right, we're putting on barbecue sauce.
Woo!
We're halfway there. Those sounded pretty impotent, didn't they?
It's like they're trying to be something they're not.
Right. Man, those mortars they sell, I don't even know if they sell them down here anymore. They're called mortars, and they're literally what they say they are.
Are you talking about like the box?
Yeah, they're around. It's like 4 inches around. It's like a grenade.
Yeah.
And of course, the first time we did it was years ago, and I was like, no way, that's not really. He lit one off, man. That thing, I could feel it in my skull when it went off. And it was 250 feet in the air. I could feel it in the back of my head. That's like a, you know. And I'm not a military guy, you know. I know that from just being.
For I think it was also for the 4th of. No, it was for New Year's. My friends, they invited me to go blow up some fireworks.
I remember that.
Yeah.
You had so much fun.
It was very fun.
It is fun.
There were so many people.
There was a lot of people. Yeah.
I think that's probably like the coolest and also worst part of 4th of July is like when it ends, everything is like there's like a fog, a hazy fog from all the freaking explosions.
You're right. You're
Do you have a
absolutely
lighter
right.
I can borrow?
I have a lighter. Is that what you're asking me?
Yes.
Yeah, right there.
This one here.
Yep.
Torchwood. Yeah, last time I was at a fireworks show, I think was at Rebecca's house when I was like maybe 12 or 13, and that was
She had one at her house.
yeah, in her backyard. It was at her. Well, it wasn't at her. It was at her parents' house, and like the whole family came over. Like, if you think you're redneck, they're like redneck.
Oh, I'd heard. Yeah.
So they were like all the kids and stuff. Like it was crazy. Like her sister-in-law shot a firework and she burned her hand so bad that there was like a giant blister forming, and she was like, "Look at this! This is crazy!"
Oh my god.
I'm like, "Girl, you're fucking crazy! You're crazy! You're scaring me!"
Did you say you might need to go to the hospital?
Yeah, I literally. She was like, "Don't worry, I'm just gonna poke it with a sewing needle and drop it." Like, no.
See if I can get any of this on camera.
I hope so.
We are right outside of Iran. We're watching the rockets come in. We're thinking these are UN forces.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We don't know. There's nobody here anyway.
That's kind of better though.
Yeah, it really is. But there's a lot of people like that.
4th of July here in Florida.
But Nathan always puts on his 4th of July party, so. Oh, I didn't know he had those. Uh-huh.
Nathan's like a dude.
We were gonna go and hang out. We were gonna go do that this year, but then I got roped in with the next thing, and I was like, I guess I need to take a vacation ever again.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Happy 4th of July. We're cooking out, trying to watch the fireworks. The redneck fireworks. It's our neighbors are burning their house down. Nobody can see anything.
That was funny. I watched a mom crash fly into the kayak and fall on the ground. And he just got up and looked at her like, what the fuck?
I'm like, excuse me?
He's like, that made me uncomfortable. I'm moving.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I can't get it to do what I want it to do. Here we go. There we go.
Oh
Now,
my gosh, have you seen that video?
now we're better.
Of the like chihuahua that like fakes being hurt for like attention. It is the funniest thing. Like she starts recording her chihuahua and he's just like looking at her and she's like, "You wanna go on a walk?" And he's like wagging his tail, he's like bouncing around, going in circles. And then she's like, "Oh, are you hurt?" And then he stops, he starts trembling and he lifts his little paw and she's like, "Yeah, you hurt your paw? Your paw hurt?" It's the funniest shit ever. I'm like, "You freaking manipulator, you go with your feet."
That's psychotic.
Sociopath dog.
I saw one of a cat.
What?
That smells so good.
I know, right?
He's freaking starving.
I know, we all are. It took longer to cook than we thought.
Yeah.
But
The appetizers are almost done.
the appetizer really need to be done now.
But I saw this other one of a cat. That's
Yo,
a real
what was
one.
that?
That's a real one.
Yeah.
And the palmetto bug, as we call it down here.
No.
Palmetto
Yeah.
bug. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's not.
It is.
That one wasn't.
Well,
They're too big or something?
yeah, it's like this cat that learned. We were actually talking about it earlier today.
What?
The cat that like used to chew on plants, like the sound of plastic, and just like you just like rise from the dead as soon as you hear it in the middle of the night.
I know.
And this cat like was fake eating, chewing the plants to get attention. So she was recording her cat going like but there was nothing in its mouth. It was just by the plant doing that to get attention. Psychotic.
That is great.
How's it going?
Pretty fun, okay.
I'm glad you haven't gotten any calls.
I'm surprised I haven't had
The night is young.
The
Yeah, I don't know.
3 a.m. Oh my god, the
Especially
world's
because
gonna
there's
end.
so many like foreigners in town right now. Like every license plate is.
We're expected to have like 3,000 people.
Yeah,
What?
it was crazy. I was literally trying to get home from work the other day. Yesterday, I was trying to get home from work, and the exit to what is it, 273? Yeah, I was trying to get off on 273, and the line to get off was so long that it was extending into traffic.
wow.
What?
Yeah, and it was people from all over Georgia, Tennessee,
Speaking of dying.
fucking Rhode Island. It's all a Rhode Island license plate.
Yep. Coming down here to.
I mean, if you're from Rhode Island, I'm sure Florida is probably more exciting than Rhode Island.
I don't know if there's anybody from Rhode Island watching. Nope, there's nobody watching.
Watch. Everybody from Rhode Island is watching.
Shows you how
One
popular.
person is
Shows you how
from Rhode Island.
popular I am.
I saw a Jeep
Why
that
I gotta be so fat? I can't.
You're not that.
you're not fat.
Oh shit! I have a text message. I hope it's not a death call. Oh, it's Sydney.
What'd you say? Oh, it's Griffin.
No, because she said. I am.
I'm gonna come along.
Oh, you're so awesome.
Tell her I say hi.
Actually, no. Oh, damn, that's too late.
What happened?
I was like, I'm not gonna call her. I'll just text her.
They called you?
No. But I accidentally sent the call. I guess I.
Oh, he went to change his mind as he hit the call button, so now they got a notification. That he
Exactly.
called. Well,
Now-
if
now
you
it's
hung up
like-
fast enough, maybe they didn't. Android's
No, I think
kinda bad about that.
let's test that because like I'm pretty sure like I think it's the way it's called.
I never got a notification.
You should probably clean this out, baby.
Hey, what am I doing? I'm just calling
You know
myself.
what? Let's see. Okay, no.
You get a call. You get a notification if he gets called in.
I got recommended a deleted video. Stop.
So anyway, what Sydney sent me was, listen to this. Portland mayor allows 4th of July flag waving if residents promise to apologize.
Yeah.
Or,
Because she's a Trumper, probably.
yeah, it's an
Not
Android
Sydney.
thing.
No, that's Portland. The Portland mayor said
Oh.
that.
I was instant.
Do you get notification?
Yeah, of course.
God, that sounds like a bombing.
Yeah, that's just an iPhone thing then. Android doesn't give a fuck that much. iPhone's trying to pull fucking Snapchat, trying to be like, yeah, you can't even sneakily read your own text messages anymore. They're always watching. They can see everything.
That's true, though.
They do.
Bullshit. I'm like, can I at least have some privacy? I've been getting WhatsApp commercials talking about how like your stuff is private. So weird shit. I'm like,
WhatsApp and Signal and all that, none of that shit's private. At least you might think it is.
that's probably why they're advertising that it's private.
Yeah,
Get people
yeah.
to use
The
it.
funny thing is that nothing ever is really private because the law enforcement, they can just put a subpoena and say, hey, I need all this person's information. They don't care. It doesn't matter how secure your shit is. You legally have to give them the information that they request.
Yep.
So nothing is private.
I
Nothing.
mean, I'm
Text
already-
messages, you don't even have to, if you're breaking the law, you don't even have to text or call anybody. They can just ping your phone, you're in the vicinity, and they're getting better at it now to where they can actually tell exactly where you are. It's not just, oh, he was by this tower.
They're testing the new
That's
computer.
funny. I was actually, I was thinking about that.
He's testing a new computer for police cars, and that it's like got a whole. What is it?
No,
You know what that is?
no, that was
The NDC.
yeah. So the computer that I have over there, there's a application that they use that connects to the dispatch application, I guess if you want to do that. And essentially, like, it's a new version, but the thing that I think you're referring to is there's this application.
He's
We
so
literally said
excited.
that
I didn't know you liked the 4th of July.
But
Do you remember all the times you went to, what beach was that?
Jeez.
Volusia.
No.
Jeez.
Monterey
I
Yeah,
leave.
it's like crazy. It's actually like nonstop.
And I walk over and
Yeah,
now
as
it's
soon as
done.
you
Now
walk
it's
over,
over.
It's done. That's crazy.
Now it's gone.
Alright, no, but we got this new application.
Oh, there it is. There's another one.
Essentially, it kind of does like what I was talking about earlier. That you can ping a person's phone that's calling 911. It'll show you exactly where they are within like a 10 meter
Yeah.
difference.
That's amazing.
Which is insane, because right now how it works is that if you ping your phone, it'll CAD, which is the 911 system, CAD can only take you to the address point, which is the front of your house.
Okay.
Let's say you're at a cemetery, right? You're at a cemetery.
Oh, so
It's gonna take you to the front door of the cemetery, not to where the emergency's actually.
Could be
happening.
acres.
It could be acres, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a big fucking problem. Or
Wow.
or national park. Something
Oh
like
my
that.
God,
So-
a national park. Don't even get started.
Yeah.
Because then a whole nother red flag
Exactly.
comes
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
All that red tape, man. You gotta cut through
So
for that one.
with the application that we have now, that's called Rapid SOS. As soon as you call in, we get all of your location information. We get all of your phone information. If you have, when I say phone information, I mean like if you're willing to be giving out like emergency contact information. Which I don't know if you guys have that set up, but I suggest you set it up because it will save them a lot of time. It tells them, obviously, it'll tell them the information that you give them. So if you put down that, hey, I have blood pressure meds, I took X amount of medication.
I'm allergic to this. My blood type.
Everything
That's
that you put that's in your medical history and that's relatable to that will get to them, and they can help you in the best way they can.
That's
They
pretty
do
smart.
that in Flagler too? Or is that only in Felicia?
That's a right now it's in Felicia. I don't think
Because
I don't
I'm
know if Flagler
registered
has
for
it,
Flagler,
actually.
like emergency, like, okay, I'm here, you know, fucking save
Feels like we're in a
me, but
war
that's
zone.
about it.
Yeah.
It does. It really does.
I mean,
And
you were insane. You made a joke earlier about how we're in Iran right now.
I
Like,
know
we're
we
so
are.
So the new technology, you know, they say that the government is always 10 years ahead or 20 years ahead.
Yeah.
The new technology that they're talking about now for finding people is called DNA placement. Everybody on the planet has different DNA, and it can actually be tracked. You can actually track people's DNA. They don't have to give you a sample or anything. If you have that person's DNA makeup, supposedly this technology can pinpoint you anywhere on the planet.
That would be interesting.
But this is 20 years away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting.
They got the new you know how they use badges in your eyeballs to get in and everything? You know, like if you have they got a new one now.
Yeah.
And I never knew this, but it measures the bones length in your fingers. Everybody on the planet has a different length of their bones and what they do is, this is new tech. This has been out a while, but it's just now getting to us. You put your hand on it and it measures it within a, you know, quadrillion, whatever it is, meter. And if it's not right, they don't let you in, and it doesn't change. When you get older, it doesn't change. It stays the same. Once you hit adolescence, you know, unless you have like a thyroid problem or whatever, you know.
Then you're screwed.
Yeah, if you have a thyroid problem, then you're fucked up anyway.
Right? I mean, it happens. If you have a thyroid problem, you're spontaneously
Yeah, you're in
out.
trouble. The thyroid problem, you're in trouble.
On the NBC, he gets like when someone calls in, you can hear it up here.
Oh,
There have been several times where we've he's had it ringing because he's been on call or he's testing it out, and like you can hear the different people calling and like what's going on and what they're saying. So I have an A on all the drama in Volusia County.
That is awesome.
It's
bet.
mostly
It's gonna, you know what?
bullshit.
When I talk about you and Sebastian, I'm like, my son-in-law, quote unquote, is like, he could probably fucking crush the whole county. People are like, what? And I'm like, he knows everything, but he's never let me know.
I
Better not
can't
tell that to the
say-
wrong
I
person.
can't say anything, but you should use his name to get out of Snap.
I know, right?
No,
Just
but
say
I
you
mean,
know him.
that would be fun. It's like Sebastian.
Hey, I know Sebastian. Oh, my apologies,
Yeah.
ma'am.
They look
My
at
apologies.
Gracie's license plate, they're like, that's Sebastian's girlfriend.
Oh, we're gonna be
Like,
pulling
don't
you.
touch
That'll
her.
be really fun. That'll be really fun.
Instead, they're actually like, oh, is that Sebastian's girlfriend? Let's give her a ticket.
Instead of
That was in St. Augustine, wasn't it?
No, that one was on US 1
No.
heading towards.
I was gonna say like instead of giving you a ticket or going 2 miles per hour over the speed limit, or maybe they'll give you a break. Maybe.
But it's,
Maybe.
They'll just tell you to change
it's
your
just,
window
well,
tint.
I know
But it's not.
I know that it's my fault technically, but it's just frustrating because it's like, especially because it was also during bike week, and everyone was acting like such an asshole, and I was like, me? I'm like, there's traffic, like, and it.
Something behind you, like this.
Oh, there's a lot of
No,
things.
you're good. You're
It's a
good.
lizard. I'm sure it's a lizard.
There's
It's
been
fine.
stuff.
No, I'm saying
There's been stuff.
something.
Well, then
fell.
hold it,
I
share
don't know what it
forward.
is.
Forward. There's probably water dripping because it
Are
like.
you talking about this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. You're okay. Don't
You're fine. If it falls to the ground, I don't care.
It's like being like there's something on you, and I'm
Listen.
outside. You know what I think?
I know.
Biggest spider.
Biggest
I'm thinking
spider.
Australia
Yeah,
made
but
it.
why? The first reaction should be let's move aggressively. No, you're like, okay, there's something. on my
Funnel
back.
web.
I don't know.
Funnel web spider. Ah, you're gonna die now.
I need to. They have a faster reaction time than me. I have to try to like be the unexpected. Like they think they're safe, and I'm like.
But if it's
"Watch out."
already
You gotta
on your
surprise
back,
that
how
muscle.
are you gonna have a stronger reaction? Faster reaction.
No, not faster. Like unexpected.
Oh,
'Cause-
surprise!
Like you
have the
know.
they think I don't realize because they already made it on my back. But when I realize, I have to be like, watch out.
How did you know it was
She would be so fast, she'd move, and then she'd be behind her own back.
I would be so fast that this is all you'd see.
You would move and swat the spider on, and it would look like in real time. It would look like the spider actually had to jump, but it was
Yes.
so fast. It was like, whoosh, and the spider flew off, and the spider's like, ah!
And then I bring out my bear spray because I always have bear spray on me for this exact reason. Because why kill a spider when you can overkill?
What in the fuck?
What kind of spiders are you coming across?
I'm saying because if you're gonna kill it, you better make sure it's dead.
Yeah, but bear spray doesn't kill.
Don't ever give her a
That's like-
gun.
Bear
You're telling me
spray?
that if I sprayed a spider with bear spray, that it would be fine.
No.
Probably.
If I
If
sprayed
you
with
Hey,
can-
bear spray is literally just it's pepper.
Listen,
Bear spray.
walk
You're
around.
right. I'm so sorry.
not in front of mother, honey.
Anyway, I bet if you use hydrogen peroxide, it would explode in midair.
Yeah.
If you tell somebody,
that would
if
be
you tell
brutal.
somebody, hey, you got lint on you, they're like, okay. Or if you go, hey, you're Black Widow Spider-Man. You know, that's how, you
I
know.
don't know. I'd be like, holy shit.
Your
let's get
reaction
on.
was still slower than the thing he did too. You
I
continued
know.
to
I hope you
process.
recorded that because that was amazing.
But I tell you what, though, you get somebody's attention. I've been under a house before doing insulation, and I saw a river spider, and it was a 2x12 joist, and its middle section was about that
I'm
big,
sorry, the
and its
joist?
legs
The river spider had a joist? What?
underneath the house.
Oh.
And its legs were wrapped around the bottom of the joist and touching the subfloor. That's how big that spider was. I made a sound like a woman giggling. I literally went, "Whoa!" So I got
That's
the
not what a
WD-40.
tingly sounds
It wasn't
like.
WD-40. It was something else. I got something lighter, and I went over there and fucking tried to fry it.
Didn't Nathan
Got
do it all
away.
the time?
Hairspray?
Got away.
Hairspray.
Hairspray.
Yeah, I was
on
gonna say hairspray would probably be a good way.
It just seemed like it seemed
make
like
a
funny
flamethrower.
joke in my mind.
Nathan really do that?
I feel like that's
Or
something.
anything
I'm
with
finding
aerosol.
out that
Or like,
your brother and your
Anything.
dad did things to you guys that I didn't know about, and then I'm finding out now,
My
and I'm like,
gosh,
if
remember
I
that
had
one-
known, I
Nathan-
would have fucking cut everybody's fingers off and fed them to the alligators
You know,
and made them watch.
Well, you really turned me around here.
Yeah.
Maybe I run a crematory, and soon I'll be running an aquamation machine. So,
Aquamation. You know, they first they
and I know where to
incinerate with you, and then they got aquamation. Pretty soon they're gonna
Very
have.
peaceful way.
Pretty soon they're gonna have.
air decay.
No, they already have that.
Oh
Air
my
fryer.
god!
Dude, like that blows so hard you just turn into dust.
An air fryer.
As they say, you stop being biology and you become physics. I'm gonna start using that all
Oh
the time
my
now.
god,
They're gonna-
we need to do that. It needs to be like instant, boom.
They're-
And you know how many people we could cremate a day?
Or like how what happened on the Titan, like you put the dead body in an ultra pressurized chamber and it just pops.
There you
Yes.
go. That's
It's
a good
just
one.
particles.
Yes.
They're gonna have like one where you say derogatory shit to you and you just turn to them.
Yeah, you quite literally burn it or roast it.
And then
Yeah,
we're
you have
gonna
your whole family
options.
go in there and go,
Do you want to die by comedian?
fucking.
Do you want to die by doctor?
Yes.
Do you want to die by your ex-wife? you can have your choices.
Or you do like a
Decide right now.
personality test, and you're like, tell me everything you knew about this loved one. We're gonna fill out a personality test to figure out which is the best option.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God, this is the future. We're totally making millions.
You're
You need to open a
welcome.
research and development center now.
We
Yes,
will, but
I'll
wait,
donate.
first,
I don't mind becoming physics.
baby steps. We don't want to rush. We want to take our time.
First, we have to convert the public.
Yes, we have to get
religious
them to love us.
where their faith to us is more important than their own personal.
Exactly.
And
They
then
need to
we
revere
start
us
to-
as gods.
yes,
And then,
We
once they
tax
do
them.
that, we're going to be, no, there's no taxing.
we need the money.
No, we're not going to overcharge
Wait,
anybody.
wait, Grace.
Even as a god,
Oh, yeah.
we're not overcharging because we want the masses.
What the fuck was that? A
Dude, I
train?
don't know. It's like
Whoa.
It's like the
Literally a
airless
war zone.
sparkle.
Yeah, it sounds like a word that I'm sorry.
That was
guys.
crazy,
See,
man.
and see my dogs, they don't give a shit. Look at them. Last year we had to put them on medication.
Really loud, though, to be fair.
They don't even
last
care.
time I heard fireworks, it was fucking ear splitting. I wanted to die. It
That's
felt like
because we were
hearing
at a
guns,
place.
guns. Like it was like my eardrums are literally.
But
gonna
when was the
explode.
last time you went to a fireworks show?
It was at Rebecca's mom's house.
Oh,
when I was
gonna
like
say because if it was
13.
Volano, I mean, come on.
No, but that was far away.
It was
and
far
this
away,
is far away too.
but it was still loud from far
It
away.
was not. This is much quieter.
I mean, if you had a radio going on, you could not hear the
Oh,
radio
yeah,
at
you
Volano.
couldn't
But
speak.
you could still hear the radio. You could speak or talk. You just had to sit there in silence.
Honestly, but I think it's kind of like I
You
thought
had
it
to
was
make emojis without emojis.
Yeah, exactly. Like you learn sign language. You're like,
That's exactly.
and then you lean it really close to your ear, and you're like, it was a watermelon.
I know. You shouted in their ear, and they're like, "I can't hear ya."
But I
Is
feel
the
like that
flashbang sound?
loud. I thought that loud one was kind of like a concert kind of thing, where you can't really hear anything, but it's like you're immersed in it. But that was the one at Rebecca's mom's house. That was because they were lighting the fireworks 10 feet away from me.
Oh my god!
I
no
was
wonder
right
why.
there. I was like, oh my gosh, it's literally exploding 20 feet above my
So-
head. I'm so close to it.
Before we moved down to Indianapolis and then moved down here, we were on
That's what she said.
Ogden Dunes Beach. And remember Ogden Dunes?
Yes.
Simon remembers Ogden Dunes. You remember?
That was
Ogden?
the
Like
beach.
you guys were like literally 2 and 3 years
Ogden
old.
Dunes was the
How do
beach.
you remember?
Was that the butterfly on the beach?
That was the butterfly in the beach.
Yes, I remember
We
Ogden.
lived-
I told you about that.
Literally lived 2 blocks from Lake Michigan Beach.
That was my
and-
preschool.
And that was her preschool. I'd walk her to preschool every morning.
It's
or-
why it's literally, as they say, the rewiring of your brain. It literally wired in my brain. I told you this. The smell of hand sanitizer and animal crackers is embedded in my DNA.
Yes, and she likes it.
I
Quite-
love it.
Quite a good thing to have, actually.
Sometimes they
But
would
it was an amazing place, and we didn't pay that much in rent. People wanted us to stay. They didn't care. Blah blah blah. We went down to Indianapolis again, and that's when we ended up buying a house, the big 5-bedroom house, and then from there we went to Texas. We lived on our own for a while, and then your dad fucked up again, and then we moved in with Auntie Kathy, and then it was like I got a job in Chicago. That's when we moved to Texas. Then we moved down to Indianapolis, and then we came here to Florida. So, yes, we had the house that year. No, we rented. We rented by Miss, because you went to kindergarten. I remember buying you roses to give to your kindergarten teacher.
I remember that.
That's where Kevin died.
Yes, I remember Kevin dying.
And I'm the
in my shoe.
most horrible mother because I was literally like, she's screaming bloody murder.
That was my fucking son.
I
don't
know.
understand.
So,
I was
let me
5 and that was my
let me-
firstborn son.
let me preface this with
What?
a week before, we were like, so we buy Kevin. Gracie picked out this beautiful betta fish.
Okay, I was like, who the
Yes.
fuck
Oh,
is
I'm
Kevin?
so sorry.
Yes,
the lack
we're
of
sorry.
context, that
This
could have
is
been
the lack
literally
of
anything.
context.
Literally
And
anything.
then
I'm
me
like,
saying
bro,
I was
what?
5 and it was my firstborn son does
Yeah.
not give any context. You're like,
Kevin.
huh?
So Kevin is, 9 months before we moved, Kevin, we go with Gracie. Like, I want a fish.
We got some
And I'm
local
like, okay.
fireworks
So
here
we
tonight.
look at the fish.
Okay, when I walk outside, they always
all
stop.
the time, just for something to do. So they,
I'm not sure why
get out
that
the house.
is.
And
But
we
it-
went to pet store. She's like, I want a fish. Well, they're $5. I'm like,
They got a good view, I bet.
Buy a
All right, here we go.
little
Here we
fish
go.
tank.
Local
No,
fireworks.
I had beads at home.
Okay, that
and
was
I already
gas.
I had a punch
There was a
bowl.
bowl. Yeah.
So I had a punch bowl.
Nothing.
I put him in the punch bowl because I never used it. I'm like, why not? You know.
The
Put him
family
in the punch bowl with all these beads that I had, and we
hanging
bought
out.
him, and we bought a little castle.
That's right.
I remember.
The warden on the
I
right.
think I still have the
On the
castle,
left,
so
her daughter
we got
Gracie,
Kevin,
and her
then
boyfriend Sebastian.
He had that. He was dark. He
And
was
there's
blue, wasn't
still
he was blue and he had like
local
this fin
fireworks.
like float around a mane. And every time he like got
Okay,
up to
well,
the
maybe not.
glass, he would like swim up towards you.
I'm
and
doing
he
the
would,
best I
like,
can.
flare out.
I'm trying to
like
catch
a
it.
line.
I'm trying to do it.
That's good.
Trust me.
He was
Trust
a
me.
fish.
Yeah, I always was like, yeah, that he hates me.
And
He came
just-
up and he's like,
And then no, he did that all the time. So historically, native fish actually live in puddles in Canada.
yeah.
So, and they have to live by.
No, it's not like a because it's like the whole thing is like that it has to like rice farms is indoor.
yeah, they're all
So it's
underwater.
like it's just
so they
like
live
very
in-
shallow
Oh,
water.
okay.
So they don't need like filtration and all that shit because they're living like that. So they could live for.
They already live in the worst conditions.
Exactly. But they
No, it's
fight.
not.
used to
It's so good for the water.
Yes, but they fight each other.
No, but what I'm saying is
So-
like they're literally out because she's mentioning filtration.
Yeah, there's
probably
no filtration.
aeration.
I mean, and I mean, if you really think about it, but a mud, I think there's probably some sort of filtration.
Right,
in that.
right.
But you know,
They're
Speaking
relatively low
basically,
maintenance.
they're low maintenance fish. Excuse me. Speaking Grace. So, anyways, we get Kevin with this thing. I change it every week, and I'm like, God, you know, I say to her dad, we're moving to Indianapolis. What are we gonna do with Kevin? And he's like, oh, I didn't think about that. And I'm like, I mean, we could put him in the little cup because we have to drive down to Texas, but we have to stop overnight. No, we were on a plane. That's what it was. We were going on a plane, and all of our stuff was going down. So
I
we
think
were
I
like,
remember that flight actually.
yeah. So we're like, what are we gonna do? So what happens? I hear bloody murder. I mean, it's not even bloody. It's more than bloody murder. And I'm like,
The
I
end of
run
the
out of
world.
wherever the hell I was. I don't even know where I was.
It's the sound that a woman makes when she sees her firstborn son dead or butchered in front of her.
It was, yeah, basically. So I come running out, and
Why was he
Gracie's
butchered?
like, the fish, Kevin,
He
Kevin.
He felt his
She's
death
in
was
kindergarten.
suffocating.
Okay, she's 5 years old in kindergarten. It's like second to last
Did
day
you
or something.
kill
I can't
her
remember.
fish,
I
Beth?
did not. So we're talking about this fish, and I'm like, what are we gonna do, Kevin? Blah 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 blah.
Divine intervention, I say.
Divine intervention. He jumped out overnight into her fucking shoe that happened to be under his goddamn fish tank. Never in the history
You know
of
how
shoes.
I found him?
And I said, go put on your shoes. The bus is gonna be here in 5 minutes. And all of a sudden, bloody fucking murder, screaming uncontrollably. I'm like, oh my god. I'm so
There we
sorry
go.
your fish
Local
died.
fireworks.
Come here. I drag her to the bathroom. I throw
There
her
we
in the
go.
toilet, and I go, Kevin, we're gonna miss you so much. Flush. Get your shoe on.
That's
and
the
get on
best I can
fucking
do.
bus.
That's just.
She was
We got some more
like,
local ones.
I'm like, you're fine. You're fine.
it was a
It's all
beautiful
gonna be fine.
Come over here
I'm
too.
like, it's all gonna be fine.
You got a whole lot.
The bus is already out
There we
in the
go.
driveway.
I remember that.
Simon's just like,
I genuinely thought I was gonna get to stay home and grieve my
no,
son.
she
I
didn't get to
literally-
leave her
It
son.
was that detrimental to me that I was like, I need to stay
What the
home.
hell?
I actually thought
There
you
we
were
go.
being. I actually thought you were being genuine too. I remember you
No
saying
clue.
that. And I remember being like,
There we go.
You're gonna miss him so much. You need to be around friends right now because right now being home alone, all you're gonna think about is
oh yeah, I do think I remember you saying
He
that.
doesn't go in. Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Free treat for them. Yeah, unless it's a super ginormous roach like that one that I killed in the bathroom
No.
a few months ago. I let Kami eat the small ones.
Listen, we have 6 of them. If one of them is afraid,
Dude, I
there's
just
one
imagining everyone just.
Dude,
that roach is like, whoa, whoa.
they just go around in a circle and he's like, I'm so fucked right
He's like,
now.
Lord, I'm sorry for my sins.
Please just let me
out
back
of this
outside. I will run away.
Literally, I'll never come back. Remember that one time when there was that roach in my bedroom and I was up all night trying to find it and I couldn't find it and I think candy you found, like it tore to pieces. Not even eaten, just like shredded.
And we only had 3 cats.
And
We had
thought it was
Sammy,
good. Pearl,
we just got
Sammy,
Kira,
we
and we
just
had
got
Pearl.
Kira, yeah. We didn't have all the
And
cats.
Kira was like, they were all, and I remember waking up in the morning, the cats were playing with us. Kira and Pearl, specifically, were playing with something. Like, Kira, it was like they were playing, like, what's that, field hockey with that game? Like,
Like,
that's
you could hear
exactly what it
You
was
could hear
like.
something like sliding and stuff.
Yeah, and I keep
it was
hearing-
a huge roach though.
I keep
It
hearing
was
this.
on my
Yeah,
bed. I
it was
found it.
huge.
I was trying to fall asleep, and I opened my eyes. There was a roach on my bed frame.
Yeah, it was huge. It was
I,
fucking huge.
I literally couldn't sleep. I
But-
was in my bed, bro.
The cats were like, and I'm not kidding you. They're batting them around,
They're having the time of their life.
That was
Yeah, they were having such a good time, and I'm like, what's going on? And I come out there and I look, and they ran and scattered. And the roach, I don't know how long they were doing this, because I didn't know that they were doing this, and they were playing before when I came out of the room, so I didn't think anything of it when I came out of the bedroom to go wake them up. And then I look at this roach, and it's gone.
Yeah, that poor guy. He's got like 50
I mean, I'm just
concussions.
like,
he's like,
I'm like,
he forgot his leg.
should I spray him with something? And then I was like, he's like, I'm like, literally, I've never. He's like,
He's got shaking cockroaches.
I'm like, this cockroach has Parkinson's. What the hell?
Jesus
And
Christ.
I'm not gonna lie, and I know cockroaches can like hold around for 45 minutes and pretend they're dead forever, but he was like physically dead. He had a fucking heart attack or a stroke, a roach stroke, because the cats were going, hey!
Maybe like the cat just went
They were. I
against
mean,
the wall.
they're jumping. You know, Pearl used to jump around.
Yeah.
Jumping around,
She
and
was
Kira's
the
like,
Final
get
Fantasy
this way.
before
And Pearl's like,
Cockroaches can't bite you. I mean, they're gross, but what always scared me when I was younger was spiders. And the first room I ever rented on my own, it wasn't like a cool thing like, oh, I'm moving out. It was like I had $35 and I had to live somewhere. I was 16.
Yeah.
And I was washing dishes across the street at a place called Ramada Inn. So they rented me like this little walk-in closet. It was like a big house. I told you about chicken ham. So it was like a big house with this one closet upstairs, and the bathroom was down the hall. So, and this was like literally like a walk-in closet, but it had a dresser in it. So the first night I was there, you know, I was just uncomfortable. I didn't know where I was at. It was an old house, creaky, smelly, smelled like an old house. And I'm laying there, and I heard,
Stop.
this is about done.
Done.
And so I'm like, what is that sound? So I had like a little flashlight. There was no phones back then or anything. And I had a little flashlight, and I looking around the room, couldn't see anything. Finally, I just looked. The bed was exactly the same size as the room, so the bedpost was like wall to wall, and then there was a window right beside.
put that together.
So I looked behind the bed,
Okay.
and right in the corner of where the wooden floor was this fucking spider that was this fucking big, hairy, and I swear that spider had a job. I mean, it was that big. So I was like, holy shit, the only thing I had in my room was a broom. So I took the broom and I shined the light on it, and I went to kill it, and it went bloop, went right down the hole. That big ass spider went bloop.
Oh my
And I was like, oh,
Did
fuck.
you burn the place down?
No, I was raiding a fucking room.
I don't care.
So
You
I go
burned it.
downstairs at 11 o'clock at night and knock on Chicken Ham's door. And I was like, hey man, there's like this spider. He's like, well, kill it. And I was like, listen, this guy's like 70. You know, and I'm like 16. And I was like, look, you're not hearing me. He goes, no, you're not hearing me. I said, no, I'm hearing you, but you're not hearing me. I said, this is a big ass spider. So he gives me this can of, I don't even know what it was. It wasn't rain. It was like he gave me this can that said, fuck you, you're a puss, or something, you know. So I go in there and I spray it down that hole, and
He gas chambered it.
nothing. No, I think it called an Uber. I think it was out there. And I could not sleep. While I lived there, I could not sleep without thinking about that
I
spider.
can imagine. That's terrifying.
I would have, you
That's
could have plugged it
terrifying.
up. I would have just put tape.
I
in
did.
the hole.
That's what I did. I plugged the hole. That's exactly.
The spider can get through.
I plugged that hole. And look, the whole floor was
yeah.
wooden,
Yeah.
and there was wooden. The house was built in like 1908.
So
And it
that
was-
spider was 100 years old.
No, but
I
I'm
was
saying
just
this house
about
was
to
like
say
one of
that spider was born there. That was his family home for generations.
It was.
Right?
This house was like one of those Victorian houses that people back then that were like land barons and shit.
Yeah.
And there was 4 apartments, 3 rooms for rent, and 4 bathrooms. No, the only people that had their own bathrooms were the apartments, but there was like other bathrooms for us, and the other rooms were a lot bigger than mine. But it was not a nice place. It was $30 a week, for Christ's sake. Now, and you know what? It was $25 a week, but if you gave him $5 extra, he would make you this biscuit. 5 days a week. You could either be Tuesday to Saturday or Monday through Friday, and he would make you this biscuit that was this big, with bacon, egg, and cheese on it, mayo, salt, and pepper, and you could barely consume it. And that was for $1 a day.
Fuck did he get that biscuit?
That's fucking genius.
No,
though.
Chicken Ham made
a
it
bed
all.
and breakfast.
Well, Chicken Ham made it all.
That was a
Apartment.
bed and breakfast.
I put an apartment.
Chicken Ham invested in that, and he
That's
did
why
it for a
his
couple
name-
different people, and he was just enterprising. He was just smart. And look, this old dude, I think he had money too, but he looked like seven hells. I mean, he just didn't look. He looked poor. He owned that house and the house next door. I didn't even know that until later. But it burnt down. That house burnt to the ground when I was about 30.
Oh,
So
said he was a slum.
he was already dead. Oh yeah. But that was only income he had. He had no retirement. He didn't have anything. I mean, let me rephrase that. I don't know what his income was, but I know that he told me he was never in the military, didn't finish school, so he worked construction all his life, worked on the railroad for 20 years. He said when the railroad finished in New Bern, he'd stayed. So he didn't really tell me much about his life.
Wait a minute, didn't you say we're almost done?
Yeah,
I
we're-
have to take that stuff out.
We're almost done.
Sorry.
Oh. We are almost done, baby. I know it took a while, but you know what? I couldn't do anything about it.
I'm hoping
I
that
am
it'll be
salivating
like a
already.
slow cooker vibe.
I am
and
so
it'll be, like,
excited to
fall
eat.
off the
Oh,
bone.
dude, you're gonna love this shit.
Oh, dude, I have no doubt. I'm so.
Thank you so much for making ribs.
Literally, thank you.
I like making
I was looking forward to it because I know Gracie asked. She's like, "Is there anything you would want?" I'm like, "Dude, ribs for the 4th of July. That would be amazing."
That's it.
Especially because you do
Thank-
barbecue.
Oh yeah.
You're not
Thank you for joining us on the 4th of July. Even though I have no viewers, you guys really mean a lot to me. How do I do this? Oh, I think I go like that. And then I go, yeah.